See, Vedanta teaches that we are happiness. Not happiness is within us. We are, there's a difference. Happiness within me is one thing. I am happiness is a different thing. If I am happiness, then I should be happy all the time. How come I am not all the time happy? That is because I am not very kind to myself. I keep on judging myself, criticizing myself, not accepting myself. She's surprised. How can it be? Who says I am criticizing myself? Who says I am judging myself? But that is our nature. That when something or someone does not meet with our expectation, then we show our dissatisfaction, including ourselves. If I fail to sing to my expectation, I become upset with myself, as an example. So it's very interesting that we have expectation of our own self. In our mind, we have expectation of our own self as to how I should be. What I am may be one thing, and how I should be. What is my expectation of myself could be another thing. What I am is good for B+. And what my expectation of myself may be A+. Now B+ also is all right. Depends on how you look at things. That's what this boy told the father. I got B+. What's the problem? What problem do you have? I passed the exam. Oh, B+, what do you want? You should have A+. So this was father's expectation. That fellow seems to be happy with himself, you know. But usually, not only father X, Y, Z may have expectation of me, more than that, I have expectation of myself as to how I should be. There is an ideal I have about myself. And the ideal is that I should be perfect. I should be all the time right. I should be in control. I should be respected. I should be accepted. These are all the constant expectations about myself going on in our mind. Perhaps you never thought like this anyway. So this new train of thinking that maybe I am providing you, that if you observe your mind and observe the kind of thinking that is going on in there, you may find a subtle undercurrent of a certain dissatisfaction with my own self. Because however good I am from the standpoint of the world, however good I am from my own standpoint, I usually am not good enough. I claim always to be good, I claim before the world. Very often I assert myself, I'm controlling. That's all outwardly. But inwardly, there is an undercurrent of dissatisfaction with my own self. This is a human problem. It is not something unique to a person. This is a universal thing about human being, that more often than not, he has a dissatisfaction about his own self. He should be better than what he right now is, he or she. And that's the reason why there is a constant attempt to change. Because I am not happy with myself as I am, I should be different. I should have more education, higher degree, better, another job, better job, this position, that promotion, something. Meaning that my expectation of myself and all the time is different from what I am right now. And I want to be different. Very often we have an ideal also. Somebody else is my ideal. More often than not, I'm trying to be somebody else who I think is a successful person, happy person. That this is the story of a human being. Try to become something. Become different from what I am. Nothing wrong in becoming. Right now I become what I'm different, different from what I am. When I become, same problem, I think I'm not good enough. When I had only, when we came to United States many years ago, our goal was just to save $25,000. That's a lot of money those days. By the time that money was saved, our goal was $50,000. By the time we did that, $100,000. The goal keeps on changing. Meaning that my demand from myself as to how I should be, my scale keeps on going up. My demand from myself keeps on rising. And that way there are very few moments. There are moments when I am happy with myself, when some desire is satisfied. When I wanted something, I got it. For a moment I am happy. Immediately some other desire, some other expectation, some other demand from myself. That I am demanding of you, how you should be is a different matter. That is another thing. That I keep on making demands upon others as to how they should be is another thing. Basically, that arises from my demand from myself. I am a demanding person. And the first demand I make is of my own self. And that is why I am demanding of others. Because I am not satisfied with myself, I am not satisfied with others. And therefore, I keep on making demands upon others, what they should be and what they should not be. But the root of all of this is not being satisfied with myself. Why am I not happy? Because I am not satisfied with myself. But Swami, I am happy. Who says I am not happy? I bless you that you are and you be. But you can be happy provided you are happy with yourself. What happens is that if I have a nose like this, I always want some different kind of nose. My ears are like this, I want different kind of ears. I want longer hair, curly hair, this, different from my color is this, I want a different color. My height is, I want a different height. My salary is, I want a different salary. And then I keep on extending the demand upon others, my child and this, and I have spouse, everywhere I keep on demanding. But what is problem is inside. Others may think that I am a very handsome person, but I don't think so. Our Swami used to say nicely, this is Miss Universe. This woman is declared Miss Universe. You know what it means? It means that she is the most beautiful woman in the universe. That's what is declared by competent judges. That she is the most beautiful woman in the universe. That's called Miss Universe. So now she should be sure that I am the most beautiful person. Is it not? People are already approved of her. So if you think that she is beautiful, then she need not try to make herself beautiful, Meaning that having been declared the most beautiful woman, there is no need from her, on her part, from next day, to put makeup and because she is beautiful, Now you know what you find? So far she was spending 1 hour a day for making up. From now on, she perhaps spends 1.5 hours because she thinks now she knows what she is. She has her own estimate of herself. And she doesn't think that she is beautiful. Even though the whole world says, therefore, she has to make up further. This is the human problem of not being happy with myself, not being satisfied with myself. Because I want to see myself a perfect person. If I have glasses, I want to see myself without glasses. Without glasses, I want to see myself something different from what I have. And you can never be a perfect person, unfortunately. Regardless of what I do with myself and whatever I do, I always turn out to be imperfect from my own perception. A constant struggle goes on in life. My struggle with my own self. Trying to be what? Acceptable to my own self. I seem to have a standard for myself which keeps on changing. And at any time, I cannot live up to my own expectation of myself. What's the problem? Because I want to be perfect. I cannot accept any limitation of myself. I should not be limited. I should be free from all limitations. But then my weight also is limited, my height also is limited, my color also is limited, my intellect also is limited. My everything is limited, unfortunately. What did you say? Who are you? Swami, did you recognize me? Memory problems, problem in hearing, problem in seeing. No, not for you, but
For some of us.
Somebody has this problem, other somebody has different problem. Always problems centered upon one's own self, which I have myself imposed upon myself. The world also obliges me. As it is, I have a problem with my memory, I think, and the world obliges me. Swami, you again forgot? Same, you never remember. You always forget. You never remember me. I told you, you forgot. So, already I have a complex, and then the world keeps on pouring salt on the wound. That is poor human being's life. Doesn't matter. If it's my phone, it doesn't matter. Somewhere upstairs, I think.
Upstairs.
Yeah. So what should we do? What is one simple thing required for being happy? Not that you are a millionaire to be happy. You can as well be. But millionaire is like a icing on the cake. The cake must be there in the first place. I'm happy with myself, then millionaire adds something to that. And CEO adds another thing. But if I'm not happy, the poor... the interesting thing is, you go to anybody at any place, wherever you see, there's always competition, self-assertion, fighting, pulling down somebody's leg, everywhere, at all levels, beginning from President of the United States, let alone anywhere. If you go to White House, what is going on in there? And the story, if you hear what is all going, so it's, so most dysfunctional place, they say, in America. Nobody ever sees eye to eye with each other. I'm giving you an example, that's all. That is not an exception. You go to any corporate, go to any hospital, all doctors, all experts are there, very, very highly regarded people. But when it comes to relation among themselves, they all drink together, play together, but inside, always competing with each other, pulling each other's legs, trying to prove themselves. I'm talking about somebody else so I can be off the hook, but that's how is going on with our own self. So, what is the one cause of unhappiness? Not because I don't have something, not because my height is this, not because my weight is that, not because my salary is this, not because anything is, need not be the cause of my, not because somebody said something, not because somebody does something to me, even that also need not be the cause of my unhappiness. Need not be. The only cause of unhappiness is that I am not happy with myself. I do not accept myself. I don't respect myself. And so what's one cause of happiness? Accepting myself. But Swami, how can I accept my weight, How can I accept my this, and how can I accept? The problem is, we are expecting perfection from something which is always imperfect. I want body to be perfect, will never be. Even if Tarzan also, he will have some kind of expectation from himself. If his muscles are like this, he wants even bigger muscles. Even I'm sure Einstein also had his own problem of how he should be. A genius. And still cannot measure up to my own expectation of myself. Because intellect is limited regardless of, there is a famous story about Newton. I think one of the greatest scientists the world has produced, isn't it? Newton. And they said that he had two cats. Do you know that story? Newton had two cats. One was a larger cat, one a smaller cat. So he wanted to make one cage for these cats. So what he did? He made two openings in the cat. One larger opening for a larger cat and smaller opening for the smaller cat. I said, what's wrong with that? When I heard this story, I said, that's the way to do. Isn't it? Larger opening for larger cat, smaller opening for smaller cat. Is there anything wrong in that? No, that's how it should be, isn't it? I realize that small cat can go from larger opening, isn't it? She doesn't need a separate thing. But that occurred to me after many years. That time I could not, So how great people also amazing that when it comes to certain things, everybody is limited. Intellect is limited, memory is limited, my talent is limited, creativity is, however talented I am, it is still limited. However creative I am, still limited. So what I expect is, I should be perfect, which can never be. So simple thing is what? Gracefully accept yourself as you are. Gracefully, but Swami, if I accept, then that is the way of progress. That's not the problem. If I accept myself, where is the progress? Well, what do you want progress for? Progress for what purpose? To be happy. If you can be happy accepting yourself as you are, then what progress do you want? Like this man, one wealthy man, took a vacation from a very busy life. He had a home at the beach, someplace. So he went all by himself and enjoying his leisure. Every morning he would take a walk along the beach and back and forth. So one morning while he was walking like that, he observed another fellow also walking from the opposite direction. That fellow looked like a very simple, ordinary person. This chap was rich. So while they crossed each other 2-3 times, then this rich man is curious. Stop the other fellow. He says, who are you? He says, I am a fisherman. What do? I catch fish. But how come you're here? You're not. I just work 4 hours a day. That's all. That's enough for me. What if you work for 8 hours a day? Yeah, I didn't think of that. Then you get twice the fish that you get. Your income will be double. It's all right. Then what? He says, well, if you keep doing that, you'll save money. All right. So right now you one boat, you can buy another boat. Oh, then what? Then you can have you can employ somebody and you can fish. Your catch will be twice. Right? Then your income will multiply. Your savings will multiply. Your fleet of boats will multiply. And then you then you can start a fish processing plant, a fish packaging plant. You can export. So then what? He kept on asking, then what? What do you mean, then what? You'll become a wealthy millionaire. Then what? Then you can go to Sweden and have a nice place, do a business. Then what? Then you can have a nice home at the beach and you can take vacation. Then what? Then you can take a walk like this. Says, what am I doing? What will happen if I am satisfied with myself? That's what you want. The purpose of all achievements, all becoming is someday I may find myself acceptable to me. All the time I do, and then I look at myself, not yet. Like making up my, I do something a little bit there. Every time I do something, achieve something, I look at myself. Not quite. I think this needs to be changed. Do something. Again achieve something. Not quite. So simple thing is what? Accept yourself as you are. Respect. I would even better say, love yourself as you are. The only person whom we do not love is ourselves. You know that? The only person whom I do not love is myself. But I am not lovable for me. And so, basically, if I do not love myself, how am I going to love other people? It's all a lot of show business is going on, But then, primarily what is required is to love myself, accept myself, respect myself, meaning my limitations. Body is limited. What can you do? You can do something if you want. What I'm saying is that you can keep it healthy. Nothing wrong with that. But other than that, what can you do with the body? It's going to be limited. Your mind is going to be limited. That does not mean that you don't try to increase your knowledge or skills. You can do, but still it's going to be limited. Just because the body is limited is no reason why I should reject it. I should not accept it. I should not like it. I should not love it. Just because my mind is limited is no reason why I should not love that. Just because my intellect is limited doesn't mean I should not love that. Just because my life is limited doesn't mean I should not love that. So this kind of a criteria that I've set for myself, that I can be lovable, acceptable to me only if I am such and such, just drop that. This gift given to you, Ishwar, Bhagavan has given us gift of the body, mind, intellect, talents, whatever. Everybody is unique. No two persons are identical. हम भी कुछ कम नहीं. You don't have to be proud. I'm not saying that be proud of yourself. We don't have to assert ourselves. Humble, with all humility, gracefully, I accept the gift that is given to me. The body is a great gift given by Ishvara. The mind is a great gift given by Ishvara. Intellect is a great gift given by... But Swami, I accept, but the world doesn't accept me. I accept my body, but the world keeps on criticizing me. You are like this, and your height is like that, and weight is like that, and this is like that. You know what happens when world criticizes me? I also start criticizing myself. If world criticizes when I do not criticize, I know what I mean. Then you can say what you want to say. Since I have question and doubt about myself, the moment you criticize, I also start criticizing because that confidence is not there. Like there was one Brahmin. He went to some village, at some distance, to get one goat. He wanted a goat, I guess it is home for milk or whatever, I don't know. So he bought a goat and he was carrying it on his shoulder and returning to his village. Some 3 thugs, crooks, says, I think we should rob this fellow of his goat. So they planned out. They were hiding behind the trees on his way. As they were returning, one fellow came out. Hey, how are you? I know you are a Brahmana, you are living in this village. Why are you carrying this dog on your shoulder? He says, what? It's not dog, it's goat. I see dog there. Brahmana went ahead. After a while, a second fellow came out from behind another tree. How are you? This, that, and so forth. What happened? I thought you were a man of, your purity. Why are you carrying this dog on your shoulder? Now this fellow started questioning. Is it dog or is it goat? I thought it is goat. Both this fellow says it's dog. But still, his confidence was shaken up, but still he held on and went further. Third fellow came out. Oh, what are you doing with this dog? He threw away. Now I was convinced that it was a dog. We are always seeking approval from others, acceptance from others. So what they say carries more weight than what I say about myself. Not necessary. Seeking approval, if I approve myself, I don't need approval from others. That doesn't mean being arrogant. Doesn't mean being egoistic, being humble. But I know I am limited. And I know that I am going to be limited regardless. That doesn't mean I don't change. You can change yourself. You can get more knowledge, more skills, more things. You can do that. That's nice. But not because I am bad right now that I want to do something. You follow? I am all right as I am. I'll remain all right with a change. It is called self-acceptance. So what is the key for happiness? Self-acceptance. What's the reason for unhappiness? Self-non-acceptance. When you go upstairs, you will get rasagullas, etc. They give you, all temporary stuff. When you get those things, then you forget. Constant self-non-acceptance is going on. You forget momentarily. That's why we distract ourselves. This thing. So that I don't have to confront myself. The moment I confront myself, the self-non-acceptance immediately comes back. And I become frustrated with myself, unhappy. So I avoid myself. To avoid myself, now they oblige us with all kinds of distractions. There are always distractions. 50 years ago also. We thought so many distractions are there. But today, and they'll keep on coming. Because these people know that human being seeks distraction. He is not comfortable with himself. So he has to run away from himself. So he needs distraction. So provide him. At our cost, they make money. Somebody makes money at his cost. This is all circle going on anyway. But this is how the human life is. Poor fellow. Unhappy fellow. Human being is the most unhappy in the whole creature. Nobody has this problem, Dogs and cats have no problem. Have you seen a depressed dog? A depressed cat? Have you seen? Yes, Swami, my dog gets depressed. So how many years is he living with you? Maybe we can perhaps influence them. But our street dogs in India, no depression. sitting like that and not knowing what to do. No such thing. Not that we want to become dogs or cats, but just what I am saying is when the self non-acceptance is not there, you are free. All stresses, all strain, everything comes from one source of self non-acceptance, self dissatisfaction. Alright, Swami, from tomorrow I'll accept myself. That doesn't happen, unfortunately. Just by declaring I accept myself, acceptance doesn't happen. It has to happen. I cannot will self-acceptance. It has to happen. Meaning I should find myself acceptable. That is where Vedanta comes also. What should I do? Be kind to others. Be compassionate to others. That will help me to be kind to myself. Basically, I need to be kind to myself. To be compassionate to myself. But I start with, that's very difficult. I'm quite hard on myself. So I start with others. Being kind to others. Compassionate to others. Accepting others. How can I accept this one? That's how Ishvara, God has made, Bhagavan has made them. Accept them. With their limitations, with their shortcomings. So we can start this way. And charity begins at home. I think married people are the most advantaged. You can start with spouse, which is most difficult stuff, In fact, most difficult is to accept the closest one, but we can start with that. Kind. Be kind to your spouse. Be compassionate to your spouse. Be accepting of the spouse. Only accepting their limitations. Because nobody is perfect. Everybody is a combination of virtues and limitations. You get the whole package. What you wish is that you get only one aspect, only virtues. But the baggage also comes along with it. When you have the rose thorns come along with it, isn't it? So a person comes with all the baggage. And so baggage will be there. Recognize that reality. And gracefully, kindly, compassionately accept the limitations of others, shortcomings of others, blemishes of others. Why talks like this? Calm down. That's how the person is made. Bhagavan has made that person like that. Why should I talk like that? That's how the person is made. So accept Bhagavan's creation. We don't have a problem with this creation, because I have no expectation from that. I accept it as it is. If I count that there are 15 petals, why not there are 17? Then there will be a problem with that also. I can have a problem with anything. Moment I start demanding. I think, the roses in India are fragrant. They are not fragrant roses. When I go to India, the roses in the United States are so big, they are so small. Want things to be different from what they are. So many years ago when we were living in Fort Lee, people would, that's New York, people would come and go because you are like the people coming from India also, they stay with you before proceeding, living also they stay with you. So when people come to stay when they're coming from India, they're all new people. So you want to impress them. So you take them out for a ride in your car and show my car, this, and on Hudson River, take for a ride. It's a beautiful ride. The forest and hills and there are all these, what they call scenic lookouts, you can go there and I take them. See this? As though it is my Father's Day place, I show him as though. But now I'm staying here, I'm living here since some time. I show him. He looks at it for 2 minutes and says, you know something? It's not like Mahabaleshwar. You know what it means that you always want something to be different from what. You can't enjoy anything. Moment I want something different from what it is, I cannot enjoy it. Too much salt, too little salt. something or the other goes on. Even if I don't say outwardly, I don't say, I've given up that. But in my mind, that goes on. People think that Swami likes everything, which I guess, in the mind always goes on all kinds of commentary. What is in the mind? All non-acceptance, dissatisfaction. Calm down, be kind, be compassionate, accept them, like them, love them as they are. For that, I have to give up my demand, that's all. To accept you as you are, I must give up my demand of how you should be. Give up my demands. Give up expectations from others and then from ourselves. More expectations, more unhappiness. Less expectations, more happiness. No expectation, all happiness. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. A wise person is described like this, who has no expectation at all, no demands, meaning that he is happy with what he is. Doesn't come overnight. It's a result of lot of this simple thing. Be kind to others, accepting of others, compassionate to others. Be kind to their limitations, their defects, their blemishes, their shortcomings. The way to be happy in life. Start with a spouse, okay? And spouse is not just start with your sibling, with a parent, with a mother, whoever is closest to you, start with that. But that's where the most problems are. Most problems are with the people who are the closest because expectations are more. Closer the person is, more the expectations are. So one who makes me most unhappy is the one who is closest to me. So start from there. Drop, let go expectation. Gracefully, lovingly accept them. Bhagavan has made them like that. Thank you, Bhagavan. Right? Start from now, from today. Ultimately, the thing is to accept myself, but that will happen when I start from outside. When I start accepting others, respecting others, then slowly, because to respect myself is very difficult. Respect others is somewhat easy. Accept others is somewhat easier. So we start from an easy thing, and then that will happen. The difficult thing will happen. The key to be happy is what? Accepting myself. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.